So just to give you a reminder, because I remember well, when we've done this when we've done this module, we've talked about AI, but it was still not new, but we were still kind of working out where we're up to, what's happening. And there's this Venn diagram which um, kind of describes where we are with AI. So hopefully I'll talk you through it and then you can learn a bit about it. So on the outside, I suppose, which is kind of the whole thing that we're talking about, AI, artificial intelligence, that's basically the whole main thing. Within that, we have something that might be referred to as ML, which is machine learning, which is basically systems learning from data. Excuse me. So one of the things I would so basically let me start that again. So on the outside we have AI or artificial intelligence. This is the whole ecosystem, if you like, what we refer to as AI that encompasses everything. Then within that we have something called machine learning or ML. Machine learning is basically when systems learn from data rather than being programmed. So they're not being programmed or told to follow this rule or follow that rule. They're kind of doing it themselves. I mean, an example of that I'd like to use is when you first asked ChatGPT when it first came out to write you an article, it would write you the article, but it would just give you a bunch of text and then you'd have to format it, you'd have to put the headlines, bullet points in, etc., etc. But now, if you ask it to write an article, it's already having that there. So you can see there's an element there of machine learning. So it's learning from basically what it's done. Inside that, we then have deep learning. So these are more advanced models of machine learning, if you like, inspired by the human brain. So it can interpret things like language, images, patterns, pictures. So it's more that human-like intelligence. And this is what we say when we say, I suppose, when we, yeah. So I think that's about it. And then within deep learning, we have generative AI. And this is, I suppose, what we're all used to, or we all, or I suppose, what we all consider to be AI. So when someone says to you about what is AI, the first things you think about is text generation, image generation, video generation, audio generation. And that's probably what we look at generative AI. And within that, we have what we call large language models. And large language models is where ChatGPT would spit, would even would sit, yes, would sit. So chat generate. So then this is generative AI. So it's generating things. So with large language models, the focus is on text generation. It is built using deep learning. Um, and then you've got examples, ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, and I suppose even Microsoft Copilot. So you can see there how that works. So that hopefully gives you a bit of an insight into what AI is and the different, I suppose, phrases or names of different things, just to give you some ideas. Okay. Um, and as mentioned, generative AI, this is as we've already said, is what we are used to referring to as being AI. So you can see you've got generative AI in the middle, text, image, video, and audio. So text would be an example of what we ask ChatGPT to do. Images, you can ask for thumbnails, visuals, diagrams. I mean, this one here, whoops, sorry, let me go. This image here, the AI bubble, I created that through AI. So that was just a, oops, excuse me, gone too fast forward there. Sorry. So yeah, we've got text, images, audio, and videos. So text, as I mentioned, is a ChatGPT. Images, thumbnails, visuals, and diagrams, just like we've just shown you the example. Audio, so you've got voices, you've got podcasts, you've got narrations, I've got something else I'll kind of blow your mind later. So stay tuned for that. And then you've got video, so you can make snippets and clips, edits, and you can actually create videos, captions. So you can see basically those generating. So if I suppose that's the way I look, I think generating, are you generating something? I'm generating text, image, audio, or video. So that's what we call generative AI.